Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation. And today we have the new tower content, the Burning Prison Part 4, that goes along with two new Abyssal units. So that is a little surprise. The first time we got a double character Abyssal banner. And my theory is that maybe this Part 4 of the tower is the last part we'll be seeing, or at least that, so to say, are attached to the Abyssal series, because I think a lot of people, they are torn whether or not these characters are good. Their weapons, they are top notch, and but the characters, they lack usability because of the longer cooldown duration, which hurts really bad. So maybe they incentivizes us to pull on the banner when they have like a debut of a double character. So this time we get Noel and 063y. So let's jump in to their character analysis. So let's start with Noel first. A quick look at her character stats tells us nothing different from all the other Abyssal versions. Good HP, good defense, and very high attack because of the first passive ability. Her character skill is Gorge level B and deals 290% damage 3 times, and the damage is increased by 40% when she's over 80% HP. And on top of having the inbuilt Bolt of Vigor, she increases damage of 2 times or more chains by 40% for 30 seconds. So, a Bolt Vigor damaging character skill along with a pursuit buff on her own only. And this is pretty good. This is actually pretty good. So you would have to time that you enter knockdown in subjugation, you burst her character skill first, and then you use her weapon skills after that to obviously benefit from her pursuit buff. So the way you want to build Abyssal characters in subjugation, for example, is to give their preferred type of weapon. So Noel should use a spear, and having like an inbuilt pursuit buff on her character skill incentivizes this strategy even further, because without a preferred weapon, she only deals 1 hit as an auto attack, so there's no benefit in having a pursuit buff on her character skill. So actually, I really like this character skill, though it only being a free hit, which is a bit of a shame, because free hits damage cap is less than 4 or 5 hits damage cap, and these Abyssal units, they tend to hit pretty hard. Her passives are, again, nothing really different from all the other Abyssal versions, so she gets more attack but longer cooldown durations, and she gets more attack stats from water weapons, because water is her element. But her third passive is interesting, to say the least. It's Assault. So she gives every ally 10% more crit rate, which is awesome. Helps out to get to the 100% crit rate mark, and on top of that you can focus more on crit damage, which is awesome. Her debris gets the title of worst debris I've ever seen, because I literally have no idea where to use this debris to like its fullest potential. 20% more defense up is pretty much nothing, because defense is the worst stat in the game, and you sacrifice 20% agility for that. So it's not really worth it. Let's have a look at her weapon real quick. The abilities, they are not that great. It's a 10% self-heal on skill 1 and a 15% eye rebuff on skill 2, but it's only for 15 seconds, so that's not really helping a lot. But the passives are great and the stats are great as well. So this is an awesome sub-weapon for any DPS character in the game, because it has Liquid Boon 30%, more damage from wind weapons, and bold vigor 20% when you're over 70% HP. So this is the same bold vigor value we have from the Celeb Marie sword, and this is a very good sword. And yeah, like I said, all the weapons from the Abyssal costumes, they are top notch, and this is no exception, as well as the weapon for 063y. But first, let's talk about the character. 063y has similar stats to Noel, but he has a different role, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think this is the first Abyssal costume that is some sort of a support unit, because 063y has a defense break on top of dealing good damage. 150% damage times 5 is pretty good for a support unit, and he has the second defense break, which lasts for 60 seconds. The first one had Celeb Rion. He had a similar character special. You can now replace him with this version of 063y. 30% for 60 seconds is pretty good, okay? It's pretty good on a support unit, which apparently has a ton of attack, and the skill gauge is filled by 50% at start of the battle, which is okay, and it's pretty good, and it's gauge level C, so I wonder, even with the longer skill duration on the weapon skills, maybe it's possible to cast this character skill twice, so first before knockdown and the second time during knockdown, which would help out stacking the defense down on the enemy, as well as dealing good damage, because yeah, this unit has a lot of attack. This character has the same character abilities as Noel, so we don't go over these, but the third passive is different, and this is Bold Vigor. 20% more damage when HP is above 70%, and this is pretty good. I mean, 063y has a ton of attack. He gets Bold Vigor, 20% extra damage, and he's a pretty good support unit. So I think we might have the first really good unit for subjugation, which is not only a DPS unit, because you can build him as a DPS with the Bold Vigor. That is pretty good, and he also has the defense down, which every ally benefits from. So this is pretty interesting, and I think he might be the best Abyssal character, the best costume we have from the Abyssal series as of right now. Lastly, we have a look at his debris, which is loaded tenacity. So this is the max version of HP up, basically. It's pretty good for Arena, for Bloody Griff, or New Year's 063y, for example, to bump their HP as high as possible, or, even for tower content, when you want to survive rather than dealing enormous amounts of damage. Let's have a look at his weapon. This is, the same level as Noel, but a bit more usable as a main hand weapon, even. It has a good blitz. 85% times 5 is good damage on skill 1, and it has a render 30% defense down for 30 seconds. The damage multiplier is not that high, unfortunately, but for a support weapon, I think that's okay. And again, the weapon abilities, they are pretty god tier like. Water damage up by 30% and Bold Vigor 20% as well. So yeah, these two weapons, they are pretty good, and really worth to max out with your pearls if you look for a very good sub-weapon on your water subjugation teams. Let's finish off the banner review with the two new weapons we get alongside these two characters. Silver Snow Shadow, this is basically the arena version of the water pistol, so to say. It has Liquid Boon, 30% more damage from water weapons, and Liquid Haste, 10% haste, so to say. The skills the first one is AoE attack up, which is pretty good. And the second is increase water damage by 30% for 50 seconds. So it is actually a pretty good main hand weapon as well for subjugation. Worthwhile getting and using even. And the second weapon is Type 3 Fists. It has a Bold Vigor on skill 1, pretty good damage here, and the same increasing water boon effect on skill 2, along with Liquid Boon as a passive and Liquid Haste. So 2 pretty good weapons, 2 pretty good characters. 063y probably the best Abyssal version of all of them which has been released as of right now. So pretty good banner. And if you look at the rates, their individual rates, they are at 0.66%, which is pretty good. So to get one of them, you can combine that, so to say, to 1.32%. And yeah, this is actually pretty good. It's basically the best Abyssal banner we had in the game as of right now. And if you really like Noel and 063y, I recommend you pulling here. So if you, of course, have some spare gems or tickets. Speaking of tickets, we can just really quickly go into the event quest of the Burning Tower. And there we can see we actually get tickets again, summoning tickets, which is awesome. So let's have a look at the mission rewards real quick. We get a 10 stack of premium summon tickets, we get 10 handbooks, a ZF Brilliance, and the badge for, having cleared 150 quest missions. I haven't dived yet into the content. Still have to clear all of the new 10 quests, and I'm pretty excited what the challenge will be. So if you already have tackled a bit of the new quests yet, let me know in the comments down below. How do you like the difficulty? Is it good? Is it too bad? Do you need some tips how to get through all of the quests? Are there new missions? Because when I have a look at quest 41, it is basically the same as quest 31. So I hope there is a little surprise. We should get 4,500 gems from this new content, and this hasn't changed compared to the previous parts. So other than that, like the video if you like the content, subscribe to my channel if you want to help me growing. Stay safe, have a nice rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!